Oh my God! I can't believe it's Chris Fogg from the Pit Podcast. Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
Can I have a picture? Sign my shirt.
Oh my goodness! It's me, guys. It's me, Chris. It's me. Oh my! I'll sign it.
Oh my God!
I'll sign it. Oh my goodness! Picture time. What is up, everybody?
What is up?
This is us. It is
Pit
me.
Podcast. This is us. This is me.
Jason.
Chris, Nathan.
Me,
Pit crew.
and the
Me.
pit crew,
The pit crew.
Thank you for us for joining. We got another great episode for here today. Excuse me for my voice. It's been a little bit of acting up, a little malfunction. We'll tweak it for next week to make it.
What happened?
Well, there's a
Count out those pins.
well, a lot of voice action. I'm the voice of Fim. That's outside of Tom Nader,
Are those
right?
holes in your pants?
But oops. But anyways. We got another stellar episode for you, the pit crew, here in the pits, and we're excited. So, gents, let's get right into the news. So, at Macomb, that's where we were all at, right? The outside of our editor, Philip, and he wasn't at Macomb. What's up with that? He decided to go for Renaissance.
Yeah.
Should have been Macomb.
Nothing wrong with that. Renaissance is fun. I'm sure you had a great time.
Right, yeah.
I was there last year, so they put on a good show. Macomb, it's my first time at Macomb, though, and I just want to say it was a really great venue. I like arenas a lot better than the high schools. There's some really nice high schools, don't get me wrong, but like the arena experience is top notch. So thank you, Ian, thank you, Chua, and thank you to the other ECs
Laura,
that helped put it out there.
Randy,
Yeah.
those guys are just phenomenal people.
We had a great time there.
Absolutely,
it was awesome.
A big no thank you to Continental Catering.
Yeah, they dropped the ball there.
The food was terrible. There's no saving grace. Everything we had there, it was bland, no salt even. Everything was mush, either overcooked or mush, and everything was prepackaged, prepared. And I understand for a large event venue for a scale like this, catering's going to be hard, right? It's going to be difficult, but it's. Come on, guys.
Yeah, they had to go through some other services to get it done.
Which they need to step up. They really do. I understand, right? College food, it's whatever, right?
But
this was terrible.
I never thought pizza could be bad, right? Like even bad pizza's still pretty good. I couldn't eat this. It was so bad.
The weird thing is
the best part of the meal was the salad.
Yeah, I like the salad the best too.
Yeah.
When you have a salad as your main component, as your saving grace for food, come on, Macomb. Come on. Do better.
They really just need to go back to Macomb.
What did you guys
Sterling Heights High School?
What did you guys want instead?
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden last year was
Wingstop.
like out of this world. Well, not out of this world in terms of quality one, because I'm not gonna lie, I hate Olive Garden. But at least for volunteer food, oh my God, it was great. Ian Barber was a spicy G for that. But I think Panda Express would have been awesome. Unironically, lo mein, orange chicken, Beijing beef.
Their orange chicken is the best I've ever had.
Right.
And best in the world, actually.
Well, I screw you for that.
I mean, there's nothing better.
Screw you. But
all right, so enough food talk. Let's get down to the playoffs.
Yeah, the nitty gritty, right?
Why did they pick Thunder Chickens?
Yeah, why did Thunder Chickens get picked?
Love my Thunder Clucks. But why?
They were definitely in the top 5.
Absolutely.
Right? I was not thinking Thunder Chickens as first pick either. I was thinking Gearheads, right? Because they could do algae, they could score into the net. And I will preface this is that Thunder Chickens, I wasn't watching them a ton during the event. So maybe I got a little bit of bias there. I was watching Gearheads, or I saw Gearheads a bit more than I saw some of the other teams. But I was saying Gearheads was going to go first, and then whoever else picked, Steeler Chickens.
Yeah, I thought so too. Because even from my perspective, right, Thunder Chickens they had a pretty decent coral and algae play, right, removing them and be able to score and cycle pretty fast, right. But in terms of consistency, I just saw Gearheads were able to cycle from the loading station and be able to place any level, primarily level 4 and level 3, smoothly. Now, I will say what the really cool thing about their bots was that there was one match that I saw where there was a defender completely blocking the loading station. They're going back and forth, and the Gearhead's bumper were not able to touch right up to the loading station wall. Their arm extends out into a bucket maul
sick.
system, and then drops right in,
That's
and then
sick.
pull back, and then place.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that,
good.
like that's
good.
pretty sick. And I
Yeah.
thought with that ability, that alone might have been the choice of for Bulldogs to pick them for alliance selection, and even based on that consistency and even barge play, because we know coming up, leading into state championships, even worlds, algae play and placement, finding points, right? And this is getting a little head into the episode, but just to preface, right? Finding points to score is going to be the end goal of how you play at these high level of competition. And for I'm not going to diss anything about their alliance selection. All right, it's their right, their choice. They chose Thunder Chickens. More than happy for them to be able to pick who they thought was going to be their team to take it all. It's just that the consistency to be able to place the algae into the barge and be able to consistently, without missing too much, those coral pieces to the reef. It's ultimately a not, again, don't want to diss anything, but it's like kind of a pick that wasn't expected, basically. Wasn't expected. Well, Bulldogs and Thunder Chickens.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then Gearheads, being in the
who we're talking
playoffs,
about.
they ended up being third alliance, and ended up picking Robo Sapiens, and then trying to make a run
Good team.
from there. They're
Great
great.
team.
I
Great
still
team.
would have picked 818 over
Chickens?
or Gearheads, honestly.
Fighting Pie too, yeah.
Fighting
So
Pie.
anyway, round one.
Oh, yeah.
Round one, pretty straightforward. 1 beats 8. 5 upsets 4. Sometimes that happens, yeah. 2 beats 7, 3 beats 6. That looks pretty straightforward. Round 2, 4 beats 8, 6 beats 7. 3 beats 2. Kind of interesting. Kind of back and forth with that one. The big upset though was 5 upsets 1. Because Biting Bulldogs got stuck on an algae for 30 seconds in their
Thunder
corner.
Chickens tried to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
they
they took a
lost
long
by
time.
what, like 2
Right.
points?
Yeah.
So if
it was
they-
tight. It was like a point or 2, yeah.
So
Right.
if they didn't stop to help them, they would have won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the other thing was that Chickens didn't get their deep climb. They latched on. They didn't have enough time to pull up. Yeah.
So they were still touching the ground as they got out. Okay, so
Yeah. So that would have made the difference
So
too.
if they just forgot helping the Bulldog, they still would have won because they couldn't put one more algae.
Yeah.
up there.
Right.
Not
So
quite.
that was a big shocker. The entire room was loud as can be. That was
And
that was
here's a
nuts.
little tidbit about the Biting Bulldogs that they last week they won a regional in I believe the Greater Pittsburgh Regional. That they won a blue banner, and even at these district plays, I believe it's what 9 years since they won their last district win.
Yeah.
Was a long time ago, and that's
Not even last year at Wayne State.
no
They
last
lost Wayne State.
they lost Wayne State last year. Yeah. So it's
Dog.
it's something that's almost unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
but
It happens. You gotta
Right.
be, you gotta be perfect in Michigan if
right,
you're gonna win.
that's,
Yeah.
the difficulty of this
RoboCubbed.
area. But
So looking back into the lower bracket, 2 plays 4, 2 comes out on top, 1 plays 6, and 1 moves on as well. That puts 1 versus 2 in match 12 in the lower bracket. 2 comes out on top over 1. I think that was also a big shocker. But again, 17-18 and versus 8-18 and Bulldogs and Chickens. Sorry, I messed that up. You guys know what I mean. It was very tight, but I think what made the difference there was the autopilot's defense.
and
They were cooking.
and
That
this
driver, shut
here's
down defense.
absolutely, and that's the thing that I'm so shocked that during alliance selection, and again, this is with my team, so I can give them a little, but how did Alliance 3 give up autopilot?
Yeah,
They
that's a
played
flop.
literally the best defense we have seen all year long, at least in the first in Michigan area, and we gave the number 2 alliance a gift. We handed them autopilots, and that was the biggest shock that I could not believe.
Yeah, they
that,
stole autopilots, man.
They were autopilots. They were literally playing the entire field, and that's something we haven't seen in First in Michigan. Is that we've had robots that were able to park in front of the loading station and just kind of stay there for the entire match, or ping off both loading stations whenever a team comes by them, which is fine. But autopilots defense.
Crazy.
It is a unique style of defense they play, right? They weren't playing the game pieces. They weren't playing the robots. Heck, they weren't even playing the loading station. They were playing the entire field. Their strategy of going around the entire half side of the field, right? They're basically contacting whatever is in sight. So if there's a team that's about to place on the reef, block them, and stop their cycle. A team that's about to get to the loading station, pin them for a bit, back off, bounce them around, push them around, and prevent them from getting to that loading station. If they break through, autopilots does not stop. They keep driving, and they keep finding avenues to keep playing that defense and slow down the entire alliance selection. And this alone, instead of pinpointing one thing to stop, they play the entire field in a manner that slows the entire team down, creates opportunities for their alliance to score.
Dog, you know what's crazy is that that wasn't even like that crazy of defense. That's just like normal defense.
In a normal year, yeah.
But
In a
it's
normal
so
year, but
far away from anyone else.
Yeah. Everyone's really scared to play defense this year.
Because
It's really not that hard.
Contact
Yeah.
and other,
Like any other year that would have been totally normal defense. Everyone's just really scared to play defense this year.
No, not even it does not even depend on the year. It's like every year it's like this. It's like teams will try to play with defense, but they just you just can't get it.
Yeah.
They're just so ineffective. I'm like, dog, just read the rules, and you'll just simply read the rules.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can figure it out. Yeah. So upper bracket, we have 5 playing 3. 5 comes out on top. I think that one shocked me too. Steel Vipers, 61-20, and Full Metal Muskrats beat Gearheads, Robo Sapiens, and 10-665.
Yeah.
That one was a little bit of a shock to me too. So back down in the lower bracket, 2 plays 3. And again, Fighting Pie, Steel Armadillos, and the Autopilots beat the Third Alliance, and they move on to finals. So in the finals, we have Steel Vipers versus Steel Armadillos, Fighting Pie, 61-20, Autopilots, Full Metal Muskrats, and what a match it was. Sister teams fighting it out, older brother versus younger brother. Autopilots, like you said, drive themselves onto an algae and get stuck in the first finals match. And
Womp womp.
yeah, it was crazy. I think this was one of the most action-packed limbs that I've seen so far. Upsets, crazy final matches.
The crazy part was when autopilots got off of the algae and continued to play defense. Holy crap!
I think they should give AV the more ability to be a little more rude.
Rude.
I want to hear womp womps.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear
womp womp.
I want to hear the sad trombone.
While they get stuck on an algae.
It's a high school thing, and
We just have fun with it. Yeah.
learning above all else. But come on, let's have some fun. Will
Womp
we?
womp.
Oh my goodness!
Stuck on an algae. Yeah. Mystery climb. Womp womp.
What do you think about oohing when a team rejects during line selection?
Okay,
It's part of it.
I think it's part of the game.
part of the game. Okay, so here I understand that the we don't want to make the team or the student uncomfortable or a manner that makes them more nervous. I get that, right? It's also almost human nature to have a reaction of something big happen, right? What do you do with that reaction, right? How do you mitigate that? And
The thing is we're not booing
Yeah,
the
we're not
picker
booing.
or anybody.
Right, no.
We're just like, oh wow, they rejected.
Like-
That's crazy because it's the most exciting part of the line
If a
selection.
team rejects, you simply go ooh.
Yeah.
That's just what
It's
happens.
like, ooh, it's not. Yeah,
That's been the way it is forever.
right. We're not dissing anybody. You
Stop
know,
trying to take
they're
that away
not,
from me.
the student rep is in a tough spot for sure, but now they've got two other
Now
people.
they got 3 of them.
Yeah,
And some
so-
of them bring out adults on the field. Oh, they're fine. They can handle it.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
So
I guess.
how do we think the meta's looking now as we move? We're done with the regular season, so only thing left is states for most districts. I think there's still a couple of regionals happening next
Yeah,
week. but
regionals happening, but
we're in full swing of states or district championships for us and a lot of other regions. So
right.
Yeah.
what are we looking at for meta going into that? We have algae is on the uprise,
Yeah.
and L1 is probably going to start to take effect of trying to fill it up, right? Fill up that
It
trough.
And
seems
this is-
like what we're going to see is just like, instead of just removing algae from the reef and having it fall on the floor, you're just going to put that in the net.
Yeah.
And then they're just
Right.
going to spam L1 when everything else gets filled up.
Right, because at least here in Michigan, we have the expectation of filling the reef compared to like other district champions and other regionals, right? Where that's not an option really.
So you're
Or
saying we're
possibly,
better than
but-
everyone else.
Of course, we're first in Michigan, baby. We started the district model.
Hey, what week do you think L4 is going to become important?
I think we passed it.
Past
Oh,
it.
dang.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we have the expectation of filling up the reef depending on our alliance partners, right? So then the game becomes, where do we score points? What do we do, right? Because we know that whoever has the majority of the algae will probably have the advantage of winning the match. But if the algae battle and the barge becomes full, full within that match, where else are you going to score? L1 is going to be absolutely beaten.
Needed, yeah.
Yeah,
They could
being
probably-
needed and it's filled up just to make up extra points just to beat out the other alliance. And then obviously you have the end game stuff, which theoretically everyone's going to be either deep climb or park. Shallow, not so much. Some teams may do it, but deep or park, that's the only other options you've got left to score points.
Yeah. And penalties.
Well, yeah.
We're
And
probably
touching
gonna
the
s-
opponent cages.
We're probably going to see teams, once they fill up that reef, probably going to start going across the field and stealing
Yeah. Yep.
the algae from the
You're
other
gonna have
side.
to.
100%.
You're going to have to.
There's only like
yeah.
18 pieces on the field,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then also, I'm so shocked that not more teams are doing the last minute
Co-op
algae in the processor.
yeah.
Right.
Like that's so easy. That's such an easy 6 points.
Mhm.
And then you can just do it so your robot automatically ejects the ball at like 3 seconds left, and you speed over to your park. So now you got 8 points.
Well, that only realistically works for playoffs, right? Quals, you need the ranking points, so you can't really give up end game for like more points if you have the option.
But you're not really giving it up.
What do you mean? What do you explain?
Well, if you're doing process, you're probably not in a position to do deep climb.
okay,
So you probably already have someone else doing the deep climb. You're just doing the other thing.
but what about for ranking points then? Because in end game you need what 16 points. I
Okay, so
believe?
you have
For
the
the
one
barge,
deep
yeah.
climb,
Yeah.
the one park, and then the one person doing the last minute processor.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That'll get you it.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
I'm shocked. I saw it week 1, and I have not seen it since. I'm shocked.
Oh, I think it's 14.
14. Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
But if,
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe if more people watch the Hip podcast, they would know about these secret strategy tips that we're giving away. Maybe if more people followed our Instagram, they would know that we're giving away a table from episode 5. But, just tell your friends about it, and, they don't know. They don't know
They
these
don't know.
tips and tricks and secrets that we're giving away out here,
People like to think they're like real sneaky with it. They're like, oh, we did the last minute algae dog. We all know this. Everyone knows this.
What do you guys think about the playoff structure for states? Do you guys think the timer, do you think somebody's going to get skipped at states during a line
Ooh.
selection?
I don't.
Maybe not
think
states,
so.
Worlds.
Worlds?
Worlds,
for sure.
maybe.
Somebody's
Yeah,
going to get skipped
Worlds.
at Worlds.
I'm so excited, man. Like last
Excited.
year.
Oh my.
Last
Whoa.
year, when
I just want to see it happen once. Not that no ill intent to anybody, but I do want to see somebody. I'm just interested in seeing
I have
it.
ill intent.
I just want to. I'm just
How that
interested.
plays out based on
Yeah,
what? Yeah.
I think ooh.
Ever since last year when I was working on Milstein and we started our playoff matches, and then like Newton or whatever was still in their alliance selection, insane.
Insane. So
I'm glad they
I'm
changed
excited.
it.
I don't think it's ever really, maybe a little bit, but at states it's been taking a little longer, but not
Yeah.
super duper long.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
we'll see. Timer will help on that.
A lot
Alright.
of overthinking.
Yeah.
gets put into it.
Yeah, but you
At
know,
a
you
certain
also
point, it's just like we're all doing the same thing here.
say your number. Come with your list ready.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
are you guys ready for states? Both your teams qualified.
Yeah,
Gearheads and Robo
qualified.
Stangs.
Yeah.
So you guys
I'm sorry,
prepared,
Nate.
ready to go.
I just want to say, Gatorbots is a hell of a team.
We were very close, but it is very hard to get in the states at Michigan.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah,
right.
you know,
There's-
Heck, back in my team, we were discussing, are we going to make the states?
Yeah.
That's how competitive this
it's very tough.
you really
Right.
don't know anymore.
right.
Like even
until-
if you're winning an event, it just
no
seems
guarantee.
like
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
guarantee, right? And my students knew that, and you
So
know,
what
we just
happened to,
gotta we gotta come ready
Woodhaven?
to play, and we gotta work just that little bit
Right.
harder is all the difference makes.
Right,
You know? So,
absolutely. But to go back to what you asked, in terms of our teams, I think Gearheads, we have a lot of work that we got to get doing in 2 days before we make the drive up to Saginaw Valley State and load in, because we were because one, mechanically we've been fighting this slippage issue for our telescoping arm all event for Macomb, and we barely even have time to address
Dog,
that.
I was gonna ask you, what was the thought behind a week 4 and 5?
yeah, what was up with that?
So
And
this
at what point do you just do it to yourself?
So here's the thing. I think we did it to ourselves, but at least me personally, I didn't go back with my team until kickoff, because I was more so actually from you gents. Our telescoping arm has been fighting slippage issues all weekend, and we still got to figure out why our belt is slipping off of our tensioner and not making our arm cycle faster in terms of getting adjusted for loading in the coral as well as loading into the reef. That we got to fight on that. The second thing that we're just praying to God we have more time on is auto and vision.
Yeah.
We're still not fine tuned for that, and we only have maybe even less than a day, less than 2 days actually, to work on our autonomous modes and vision.
Yeah.
So we're not going in too hot. We're just hoping that we do our performance enough to where we get enough district points to punch our ticket to Worlds. And that's the scary thing, is that we're not 100% sure.
That's the kind of thing with autos, is like you really don't know how they're gonna go until you get onto the field. So that's why it's kind of beneficial to have that week 1 experience, because you just immediately know, like, oh, okay, well, obviously our field is just entirely screwed up. So
You got to be very, very precise and autonomous this year.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to work
Right.
out the April tags in our shop, and like I keep telling kids like, oh, they're accurate. Shit's not accurate. I'm like, yo, dog, it's correct. Your robot is just kind of whack. And I'm like, nah, these tags are not in the right place.
Oh no. Yeah.
It's scary. The biggest thing is that I just hope my kids just have a good experience, have a good time. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Is
I hope the same. Although being at SVSU is not does not contribute. Not a good way to start that.
especially in Saginaw. I also don't really like this city
You
that
just
much.
don't like Saginaw.
I just don't like Saginaw.
I don't like the venue.
Well, I'm excited to be there for the first time as a volunteer.
Yeah, so
Mm.
you
I'll be
so
interested.
so what in your eyes, right? What do you expect or not expect? What are you coming into thinking your time as a volunteer for SVSU?
I'm just excited to see everybody and volunteer, and you know, it's like the big end of season party in a way
Yeah.
for gym volunteers.
Are you
So,
excited that you won't have to battle adult women for seats in the stands?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad.
It's very tight seating in the stands. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having to be able to be field side and have
Yeah,
a
it's
steel technician seat instead.
yeah. That's yeah.
I will
okay.
be pretty upset to see some of these teams that didn't make states. So Gatorbots, of course, lol.
Can we get a little in memoriam segment for the
In
teams that
memoriam, yeah,
missed
right
out?
here on the bottom.
Yeah.
Frog Force will not be at states, so I guess to preference this, we're still mid competition of Kent Kenwood, I believe.
Kenwood, yeah.
Is still going on right now on Sunday. But we have all the other events are done in Michigan, so they're not official, but we're pretty close to it. So Frog Force will not be joining us at States. Digital Disc Locators will not be joining us. Flying Toasters, 50-53 Lakers, 85 Bob, and 4362 Gems will
Wait, you're telling
be
me from
missing
Zeeland, Michigan?
Bob.
Built on brains.
Built on brains. We're all gearheads here.
We're all
They will
gearheads
be
here.
missing out on States. And
Gems.
all very good robots.
Gems are missing
Big-
States.
Ooh,
So that's
Gems.
that's
Now that's a spicy one.
because they were last year. They were finalists on Fimstein, and they making a big noise at
Big Splash.
Yeah, Big Splash at
Big
Worlds.
Splash.
So the fact that they're not even able to, they're not even going to States, not even Worlds.
It
Is,
sucks. It's
it's a tough
shitting.
pill to swallow. I understand
Well,
that.
It's,
You
it's
know
hard to
what?
get into States.
You
Right.
know what I have to say for that? Gems on 3, go Gems! Gems
Go.
on 3,
Go, Gems! Yeah, we're all gearheads here.
We're all
We're all
gearheads
gearheads
here.
Big laugh.
But like this is it just shows you just like you need to work because they were fighting software issues all throughout both of their events in Vision, right? Even I'm pretty sure a lot of mechanical issues as well, given how they're designed, right? Being a sideways elevator and their algae and coral mechanism on a slider, right? It's that I'm pretty sure that the complexity of that bot is like really awesome, but
Mhm.
man,
Yeah.
they weren't on top, and that's how hard it is
Mm.
to get a spot for
Yeah.
States.
Digital Dislocators too.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
they did very good at their first event, and they were with us at Woodhaven, and they I got to talk to a couple of their people having issues with coral, I believe, so they switched to algae only for the rest of the event, and doing pretty decent. I thought, they got picked. They're the pick after us on Alliance 7, and unfortunately not enough points just like us to sneak in.
Wow.
So going from having a really good robot last year to now missing out on States, you got to be
Probably tough.
consistent, and you gotta be good to get into Michigan State Championship.
Absolutely. Heck, not even Hall of Fame teams are
Are safe.
guaranteed, right?
Yeah,
Frog
Frog
Force, they do a lot of things for their community, and yet and consistent bots, and yet not even making it this year. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GZ and finalists. What does GZ mean?
GZ,
Yeah.
Gen Z.
No, like people say like oh GZ on winning.
GGs?
No, GZ.
GZ? I don't
What
know.
are you talking about?
Easy?
What is GZ?
People have said to me GZ.
GZ?
What is
on
that?
doing-
I don't know, man.
on
It's just
doing
some
Leave it in
Gen-
the comments. If you know what GZ means, like, let us know. What does that mean?
This is some Gen Beta talk.
I know. Like, where do these kids come up with this crap? Like, oh my God. They're saying, hey, good game. Handshake. Good game. Good game. Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
You
Big
know
laugh.
what should have stayed in COVID? Not doing the finals handshake.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
don't like it?
It takes up too much time.
Oh, well,
They
Oh,
should have just gone on the field and waved to each
and
other.
wave to each other.
Another thing.
It's good sportsmanship.
I don't think we need to re-announce the teams if we're playing back to back, like in finals 2. I think we can just simply say
I'm
Alliance 1 or Alliance
I'm okay with that. It's all part of hyping up the game,
2. Yeah, but
Gotta
at a
get 'em
certain
up on their
point we're
feet.
like 100 matches deep, and we're like, okay, dog, we know who these teams are. We're all here.
Let's get on
We're
with the
listening to
show.
Hey Brother for the 3rd time today. Okay.
Hey, brother. But like, yeah, okay, I agree. It's kind of goofy, but I'm curious though. Like, what do you laugh, dude? We got a show we got to do. We're running a show.
Sorry, yeah.
It's a serious topic,
Yeah.
and come on now, come on now.
We're running out of time. We're almost done. So.
All right. Oh crap. But
Any,
anyways,
any, any lasting words?
one thing. Let me go back and ask. For the teams that we expect them to see at state that are not making it, right? What do you think would be like that contribution? Is it the extra like ranking points that's given for the season that you have to earn? That's causing some of these teams to not get their ticket to states, or do you think it's just purely just simple as performance based?
I get where the ranking point argument's coming from, But also, like, we all had the same manual at the start of the season. We all knew what the game was. So if you didn't plan to try to achieve ranking points, maybe that's just on you.
Yeah. It's not, yeah. We all take the same gamble at the beginning of the season on what strategy we want to do. And, some are going for ranking points, and ranking points get you ranked high, and then you have more control of your destiny to pick the teams that you want. Some other teams can't do everything, and they don't go for the ranking points, and they want to be strategy specific, right? So they're building the kit bot, they're just doing L1, or they're building algae only, and they're going into the barge. And barge isn't a guaranteed ranking point this year, right? So that's kind of, in our example, that's the gamble we took at Woodhaven, where we're going to do barge and we're going to do algae, and those don't score ranking points. So we kind of knew, even though we're going to put up a lot of points, if we don't win matches, we're not guaranteed a ranking point. We had plans for a deep climb. We didn't get working until the last 2 matches, but that's kind of what led to us being ranked so low. And that was the gamble we took with the our redesign. So it's what the gamble they take on what strategy they want to do at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
Consistency kills, and that's the name of the game.
Consistency kills.
Yeah.
So me. Thank you.
Oh, it's me. Thank you for
joining us on another consistent episode.
Thank you for us for joining.
Thank you for us for joining. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell on YouTube, leave a comment about what teams you're excited to see at States. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Cameo. Make sure to get our merch, powered by Royal Shirtery, and catch us at the next stop on the tour. We're going to States.
We also have our giveaway with our broken tables from episode 5 by yours truly, where I broke through it. We're giving those away at SVSU. So you got to be there to pick those up. But we're two winners.
Two table halves.
Two halves, right? You gotta like the post. You also got to follow. You also got to tag 3 friends on the Instagram post to make sure to punch their ticket for your tables.
Good luck, and we'll see you at the competition. Don't mention guest form. Oops.
Oh my goodness.
Don't read the red text.